Hi, Selena.
Hi, Kempo. Hi,
How
everyone.
are you?
Good, thank you.
Okay. Hi, Vinicius. Violet. Hi, Violet. And hi, Brandon Brown. Good to see you all online. Okay. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Rinpoche. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Hi, Jason. Good morning. And Alexander, hi.
Good morning, Kapala.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Linda. How are you? Okay. Hi, Ben. How Eric is there? Okay. Hi, Eric. Okay. So Thomas. Hi, Thomas. Frederick. Brendan.
Good morning, Kempo.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing
Is it,
well.
is it snowing in Montana?
Not snowing, but there's a lot of snow on the ground.
Stay warm.
It's not too bad, like 30 something. Okay. That is pretty warm for Montana.
It's good. Mm-hmm. Okay, one more minute and then we'll start. Mm-hmm. So let's begin. So sit in a nice relaxed posture, the 7 Vajrayogini posture. If you're able to sit in the 7 Vajrayogini posture, that's good. Otherwise, just the half lotus posture is okay. That main thing is sit comfortably so you don't have to move around a lot. And then again, start with the visualization that, we are calling upon our Lama. So, okay, first with disturbing the slumber of ignorance. Ke mai ke hu kalde reke bo mare timo wange monem bar. Zunro ngarke dada yarlong da tome dine dala toke bar. Mare wange nelyun de choyge dane manel kosum gela ambe. Kega nache dungal mishe samdering tamyan tobe kokame. Julai chendroi kepe delai bahe dari chingboy tende drunde. Nyomle ngangla debe duma yin chiwai somla drupa taru kel. Tselai longme chicken samme chai de tse me tsere dengshe matom. Keboi keni sembe jeje ron che nam namda tongshin chedan. Jumai mikjui milam zunen dan jeze donkere dacha taboroche. Chudai chuburu migyoro chubai so shejai jume peju dejendo. Konde chenam keke shebaragi chenam ranjin kewa me pahate. Neme game droy me bao me chen mai me chen samjender. Tende tombara jawe de la ba. Namo Guru Be, Namo Deva Be, Namo Daki Be. Okay, back to the disturbing the sleep of ignorance. O alas, alas, fortunate child of Buddha nature, do not be oppressed by the forces of ignorance and delusion. Rise up now with resolve and courage. Entranced by ignorance from beginningless time until now, you have had more than enough time to sleep. Do not slumber any longer, but strive after virtue with body, speech, and mind. Are you oblivious to the sufferings of both birth, old age, sickness, and death? There is no guarantee that you will survive even past this very day. The time has come for you to develop perseverance in your practice. For at this singular opportunity, you could attain the everlasting bliss of nirvana. So now is certainly not the time to sit idly. But starting with the reflection on death, you should bring your practice to completion. The moments of our life are not expendable, and the possible circumstances of death are beyond imagination. And if you do not achieve an undaunted confident security now, what point is there in your being alive, O living being? All phenomena are ultimately selfless, empty, and free from conceptual elaboration. In their dynamic, they resemble an illusion, mirage, dream, or reflected image. A celestial city, an echo, a reflection of the moon in water, a bubble, an optical illusion, or an intangible emanation. You should know that all things of cyclic existence and nirvana accord in nature with these 10 similes of illusory phenomena. All phenomena are naturally unborn. They neither abide nor cease, neither come nor go. They are without objective reference, signless, ineffable, and free from thought. The time has come for this truth to be realized. Namo Guru Bhe, Namo Deva Bhe, Namo Dhaki Bhe. Homage to the Lama, homage to the Idam, homage to the Dakini. So like that, you rise up from your bed. And then as you rise, then you assume the posture, the 7 Vajrayogini posture. And then you do the 9-round breathing, cleansing the stale energy from your body. The Vajra fist. So like that, you blow out the last bit of wind, and then you kind of rub like this from on your thigh or your hip like that down. Then you rest a while. So that is the posture of your speech. And then you can do the Vajra breathing. You can say Om or just kind of breathe in and visualizing in your mind Om, Ah, Om. So like that, that's good enough. So now back to our Longchen Nyingthig Undro text, blessing the speech. So today we are reciting in English. So on page 3. This text, Longchen text. Om Ahum Chevam Ramye Lesem Mesene Vemara Nambe Dorje Sesumbu Ale Kale Tarkor Dendrene Mote Chanwai Tabe Yigdrole Utengewai Seche Chebene Larding Aldrev Dane Sundaraje Jinlaing Edro Tamje Tombara Juru Omahum, fire rising from Ram syllable, consumes my tongue, transforming it into a three-pronged vajra of red light. In its center are the vowels and consonants, surrounded by the mantra, the essence of interdependent origination. From these syllables, like a string of pearls, light rays stream out, making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, pleasing them. As these rays return, all obscurations of my speech are purified, and I receive all the blessings and siddhis of Vajra speech. A, I, U, Re, Re, Li, Li, E, I, O, A, Ang, Ha. Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Na, Da, 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 Na, Da, 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 Na, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Wa, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, Cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan datha gato haya vadata deshan chayo niroda evam vadi mahashramana swaha. A, I, U, Re, Re, Li, Li, E, I, O, Wang, Ha, Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Na, Da, 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 Na, Da, 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 Na. Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Wa, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, Cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan datha gato haya vadata. Teshanchayo nirhodaya vamvadi mahashramana swaha a I, U, Re, Re, Li, E, I, O, Wang, Ha. Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Na, Da, 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 Na, Da, 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 Na, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Wa, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, Cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan datha gato haya vadata. Teshan chayo nirodaya vamvadi mahashramana swaha a I, U, Re, Re, Li, Li, E, I, O, Wang, Ha. Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Na, Da, 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 Na, Da, 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 Na, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Wa, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, Cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan datha gato haya vadata deshan jayo niroda. Evam vadi mahashramana swaha a I, U, Re, Re, Li, Li, E, I, O, Wang, Ha. Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Na, Da, 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 Na, Da, 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 Na, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Wa, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, Cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan datha gato haya vadata. Teshan jayo niroda evam vadi mahasharmana swaha a I, U, Re, Re, Li, Li, E, I, O, Wang, Ha. Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Na, Da, 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 Na, Da, 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 Na, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Wa, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, Cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan datha gato haya vadata deshan chayo niroda. Evam vadi mahashramana swaha a I, U, Re, Re, Li, Li, E, I, O, Wang, Ha. Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Na, Da, 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 Na, Da, 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 Na. Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Wa, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, Cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava Hetunde Shandata Gato Haya Vadata Te Shanchayo Niroda Evam Vadi Mahashramana Swaha. Now calling the Lama from afar. Page 13. Lama Ken. Lama Ken. Lama Ken. Nyingthig gesar she pane chanche drenche lama yar la jen. Le dan mo da buzr wa ye ke wa ngem ba da la cho be je. Chiur de chen korle chen dojo jendang hai she shen kun chang shen su se. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. From the blossoming lotus of devotion at the center of my heart, arise, O kind Lama, my only refuge, in order to protect me, the miserable, unfortunate one, who is overwhelmingly tormented by karma and mental affliction. I pray that you remain as the jewel ornament on the crown chakra of great bliss, arousing all of my mindfulness and awareness. Dizum sangye tam cheki owo kushe dani balden lama dambala sewa dev son dala wanguro jenge laptus sablam ge tobai ke barajen julai ke wara jenge laptus kada nelu ke tawa to barajen je laptus Tundru nanje yeshe tarchen barajen ge laptus. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. Okay, now to the outer preliminaries, the mind training. Daring Elwai Dai Dudro Dan Tsering Ladan Lalo Loktai Chen Sange Majen Shingdan Kukpai Te Mikom Gele Tarwe Delwa Top Mijuru Wangbo Tsangdan Yulyu Ge Le Tai Malo Tenlai De Bahante Rani Jorwai Nga Tsang Sange Jen Che Sun Tenbai Nedan De La Heshu Shenen dambe zindan shenjorong tamje rangla changwe no topcha. Ken mai nge bai mebe tse bane jiten pare nidu semparajo. Lona chela jurche guru ken lamge membara matong kun kenje. Nisu medo rinchen lama ken dare delten denye majena. Chine tarba drube tenmine de dre ten lai senam se journey. Shiwe woktuing and soing and dror sham gede mishe cheke dramete. Kiwe shedan meja changre che semjen zamge drangda rimbala. Samna milu tobai sitai zam miyang chime digla che tongmo. Chejin cheba ninme karma tsam lona chela jurchen guruken. Lamge membara madon kunkenje nisu medo jinchen lamaken. Kalte mili rinchen lingchen ya luten zangla jurbo cheyesem. Tarba drube tendo meron jen kebara duke zindan dungatu. Lengen toto babdan lelo yen shenke jenyo jekcho che tarache. Monso che join genge mekom ge dalai che ke galdaral ha petse. Lona chela jurche guru ken lamge membara maton kun kenje. Nisu medo drenchen lama ke joshe chonshe depen ordandre. Tese jambe chingdan kunche tsui mige diglai bezem letalo. Jamba nyamshin damse ralbai de riche loye mikom nambaige. Dalai chege geldaral hambe tse lonai chelai jurche guru ken. Lamge memba madon kungenje nisu medo drenchen lamaike. Tata nedan dunga gima zere drenke la so shenwa majurupe. Rangwang tobe tendre digde dere nyomle ngangdu daldur chusen. Kordan lonche nedu rewa dai tachi chepe zungwe ludeyang. Malge nane sacho dongbarake wadan jage kiyen drebende. Bardo yulna jikba shindu che lona chela jurche guruken. Namge membara madon kungenje nisu medo drenchen lamaken. Kede leke namin chishin dain kepara ngewe jikten nisena. Chakse saje zenge golu dre zogle shodan tolum barwe tsir. Kome chaken tumbara wendun be barwe sirjin gibu choshurutse. Kune cawe mese gezen che gangri tokpo dabdan chuchaki. Chongron yange nesu buyu dre dangre. Lungi tabe langso ni. Chuburu chendan lakbara dulwai chen rengai junmi che para denpa yang. Tsorwe dunga nangbara kawa ye zungi raptan chikhe nepa heshin. Shurin denjen sotam bakpa ge shawu tenne lakbara ge tenge. Dejen budre tangla gangpa sho relde saldu lula che doje. Ronyo damse talsen rame long narwe nekoro wadan jorwa chen. Godan kawa tabdan takba so taktu koljin chepe netse ho. Namdang shopge gangle jungwe ju shedan drabe konglong kepe tse. Lona chela jurche guru ken lamge membara maton kun kenje. Nisu medo jinchen lama ke dejen pongla nyame gawe yu. Sadon longche miya medra para se kom lo dara mine yidal. Reaching Dambe, Tobnam Namba Sum Gangle, Jungwe June Senahi. Chigla Chigsha Sebe Jigba Che, Gojun Chebe Neta, Yamta Landorum. Pada Mebe Dunga Gize Were Saven Timo Mumbara Chambat. Lona Chala Jurje Guru Ken Lamge Membara Maton Kun Kenji. Nisu Medo Jinchen Lama Ken Chelam Jokjan Neche Midomji. Tekjen Gosho Shenben Semdan Jera Wangje Topjan Gezo Mikompe. Lamgul Dile Lame Deldo Se Tawa Mato Tocho Chebachen. Gomba Yengjan Goyo Wugo Tai Cheba Nurjan Rankin Mesembe. Chendre Dile Lame Deldo Se Namba Chian Nege Nola Se. Natsu Yulian Yejun Joshe De Teba Chunyan Yenden Jendo. Mari Dile Lame Deldo Se Ken Kara Choryan Duze Nekorosem. Wemba Tenchan Rangju Shingdaren Dulwara Maya Chadam Majipe. Chegen Dile Lame Deldo Se Nitu Dile Nyurdo Sendo Se. Chimen Dile Nyurdo Yongdo Se. So contemplate the four thoughts and then particularly the intention of why we are practicing this Ngondro is to bring all motherly sentient beings to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. So think like that in four connections. That I want that I wish all motherly sentient beings by all means be established to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood and be freed from suffering. We say the cause and the resultant suffering. And then my aspirations, that may all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness and be free from suffering, the cause of suffering and so forth. So second connection through our aspirational prayers. And then the third connection is that I myself, by all means, will persevere or engage in bringing all motherly sentient beings to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. And then lastly, that even though I don't have the power right now, I will supplicate all the lamas of the lineage and then to Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, to Lama, Idam and Dakini, to the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, arousing my channel, the nature of my channel energy, channel wind and essence, and the essence which is emptiness, the nature that is unimpeded or unceasing, luminosity, and then the wisdom intent which is pervasive compassion, like that. Okay, then bring in your mind the refuge tree. Then we are on page 37, taking refuge. Not only ourselves, but all sentient beings gather like this huge marketplace. And everybody through their body paying respectful prostrations and homage, through their speech reciting the refuge prayers, through their mind cultivating renunciation, faith, devotion, and bodhicitta. And then sincerely go for refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, Lama, Idam, and Dakini, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, in the channel, wind, and essence. And then essence, nature, and compassion, like that. Kunjo sumngen deshe zawan sum zalon tengle ranjen jancho sen. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron la jancho ningbo bardo chapson che. Kunjo sumngen deshe zawan sum zalon tengle ranjen jancho sen. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron la jancho ningbo bardo chamsun che. Kunjo sumye deshe tsawa sum tsalung tikle rangjin jangchu sem. Ngo rangjin tuje kyo koro lai jangchu nyingbo bandu jangsu chi. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of the Buddha. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of the essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In generating bodhicitta. O nazo nongwa chunde zinre ke korwa logo jodo chambe rangre se yin su ngil se chen tseme je ye ngane semke hendo. O nazo nongwa chunde zinre ke korwa logo jodo chambe Rangre se yin su ngil se che tse me je ye ngane semke do. Ho na tso na wa chunde zinre ke korwa logo jodo champe do. Rangre se yin su ngil se che tse me je ye ngane semke do. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water, beings grasping it as real, wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water, beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water. Beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurable. So this is how you practice and train in giving and taking. As you exhale, you give. As you inhale, you take. So the Tonglen practice will elaborate as we go on. So anyway, finally, all sentient beings who are the object of great compassion, I who is practicing great compassion, and this practice of great compassion all dissolve inseparably into non-dual great emptiness, and you rest in that state for a while. Okay, now Vajrasattva, page 43. Dani Tamil Chiwo Rupe Karandawe Dengi Hungle Lamai Dorje Sim Karase Longche Zombe Dorje Jezen Nemai Til Kelai Chapsel Degbajo Jesen Rambe Tolo Shai Chinche Sola Babchando Kento Dawa Gebe Den Hongye Tamar Ake Kong Debai Ngake Juku We Yabyum Dero Jorsamne Dutse Jancho Semke Chin Kaburo Dultara Zampai Dadan Kamsun Semjenge Ledan Yenmo Dunga Huncho Neden Digre Nedon De Malu Janwara Zendo San Om Vajra Sadho Samaya Mano Palaya Vajra Sattva Tenova Teshadirdo Me Bhava Sudho Kaya Me Bhava Subho Kaya Me Bhava Anurado Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Susa Me Zedam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Benzer Mame Munza Benzer Bhava Maha Samaya Santo Om Vajra Sadho Samaya Mano Palaya Vajra Sattva Teno Bhatisha Dirdo Me Bhava Sudho Kaya Me Bhava Subho Kaya Me Bhava Anurato Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Suzam Siddham Shriyam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Benzer Mame Munza Benzer Bhava Maha Samaya Sato Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Mano Palaya Vajra Sattva Teno Bhatisha Dirdo Me Bhava Sudokaya me bhava, subokaya me bhava, anurato me bhava, sarva siddhi me prayasa, sarva karma sutsa me chitam shriyam guru hung ha ha ho. Bhagavan sarva tata gata benzer mame munza benzer bhava maha samaya santo ho. Page 47. Gumbo Ndani Mishe Mongba Ye Damze Lene Galjin Lama Gumbe Chabze Che So Doje Zemba Hate Tuje Chembo Dani Chen Roe Zolai Da Chabche Gu Sun Tu Zawa Dayan Lai Ke Damze Nyamba Tamchen Tolo Shang Haso Tikpa dan driba ne don drime so tam jen jang shen da para je hendo san. Go to page 47. O protector, in my ignorance and delusion, I have gone against and impaired my samayas. Lama protector, be my refuge. Chief of all the mandalas, Vajra holder, embodiment of great compassion. Chief of all living beings, in you I take refuge. I confess all broken root and branch samayas of body, speech, and mind. I pray that you cleanse and purify all of my accumulated negativities, obscurations, faults, downfalls, and defilements. Page 50. Dorje Sembai Gejin Zumba Dan Jebe Rikin Bui Keke Digre Neton Tamjen Daba Ye No Shen Nawa Jinjin Vedu Shune Rangla Timbe Kenle Rani Chan Dorje Sembai Nandon Meloi Nange Sunen Tabur Jupe Tuso Hunge Tamarang Yege Drushibo Selwa Le Wezerete Kamzum Neju Dan Cheba Dorsem Ringe Tendan Tembe Ranjin Du Sange Barahanjo. Page 50, back to page 50. Vajrasattva is pleased and smilingly says, Noble child, all of your negative actions, obscurations, faults, and downfalls are purified. Granting his approval, he melts into light, and by dissolving into me, I become Vajrasattva, appearing yet empty, like a reflection in a mirror. At my heart is the syllable hung, around which the four brilliantly radiant syllables emanate rays of light. whereby the three worlds, the whole universe, and the beings within it attain Buddhahood together as the Buddha fields and the Buddhas of the five families of Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum. Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum. Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum. Om Vajra Sattva, 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 Om Vajra Sattva. At this time, you focus on the seed syllable that's in your heart. There's the Hung in the center and the four syllables. Om Vajra Sattva. So Om Vajra Sattva. Hung in the center. So Om in the east, Vajra in the south, Sat in the Sa in the west, Twa in the north, like that. So then, like that, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. And then when you are about to stop, then all, the deity here, Vajra Sattva, dissolves into the sit syllable. The sit syllable dissolves into the essence syllable, which is Hung, and Hung dissolves from beneath all the way up, and then tracelessly into the sky. And then you rest in that state. Okay, now the mandala offering, page 53. Omahun Dongsun Jigden Jewai Taje Shin Rinchen Naden Lame Jopeta Dalu Longche Cheba Yongbul Gi Cheke Korlo Jurwe Seto Sho Omen Dechen Toboy Gebe Shin Yepa Ngade Ringa Tsombo Chen Deyen Chebe Jinpon Samye Ba Pewe Longgu Shinla Anse Namda Lada Bushuno Bumbe Ko Tuje Maga Chene Rebe Kodan Tile Zimba Namda Shin Pewe Chegu Shin Lai Chen Bara Sho. Page 55. Saji Pechu Jujin Mendo Jamri Rab Lingshin Nede Gemba Sangye Shingdu Mikde Pulwa Ye Droken Namda Shin Lai Che Parasho Idam Guru Radna Mendala Kam Niryata Ya. Then Kusali offering, page 59. Luchezem Borwell Hade Chom Sim Tangbe Gone Ingla Chindagi Dujum Temarajur Yenyan Moy Dujum Jegogi Zupumbe Dujum Tebande Yen Leje Tsuge Benda To Kusumgi Migwe Gebor Shan Nandong Sum Gangwe Bangrodi Atongda Hamye Duzre Jur Rusumge Nube Jangbel Jur. Read that in English, page 59. Paired by casting away all attachment to this dearly cherished body, the Devaputra Mara is destroyed. My consciousness ejects into space through the top of my crown and transforms into Trema, destroying the Mara of the Lord of Death. My right hand holding a hook knife symbolizing vanquishing the Mara of mental afflictions, slices the top of the corpse skull, destroying the Mara of the aggregates. My left hand holds a skull cup, the aspect of activity, and places it on a hearth of three human skulls, representing the three kayas. Inside the vessel, the corpse, now an offering filling the 3,000-fold world system. The blazing syllable melts the hung nectar, and the offerings are purified, multiplied, and transformed by the power of the three syllables. Om Mahu, 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 Om Mahu. Om Mahu, 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 Om Mahu. Pe yarchö denge todam kan sozone choten ruto. Marokorwa dene lencha jan kebardu neje gegrehem. Nedenda barche yunsu je genyenda dazen dodo. Tarache jadan cheyo malu kun shizo ba chembara ma che a. Page 60. Paired by my offering to guests above, the sublime unconditioned wisdom mind of the root and lineage lamas and the yidams are fulfilled. Merit and wisdom are accumulated, and supreme and ordinary siddhis are attained. By my generosity to the guests of samsaric below, that should be a generosity, they're not offering. By my generosity to the guests of samsara below, they are satisfied and karmic debts are repaid. In particular, the malicious ones and negative forces are satisfied. All illnesses, destructive influences, and obstacles are pacified, dissolving into space. Harmful conditions and clinging to self are destroyed into dust. Finally, offering, offerer, and guests dissolve uncontrived into the original nature of Dzogpa Chenpo. Okay, now Guru Yoga. You visualize yourselves as a vajrayogini, and our Lama appears in the form of Guru Rinpoche, single, and the refuge assembly. Like that. Emaho Raman Hundun Dambai Rabjam Shin Kebai Rabzo Sando Pere Rani Jizen Dorje Naljoro Ma Sherche Chane Marsal Jite Shamni Dortai Chensum Namkaraze Chiworo Pema Bumdal Nide Chamne Gundu Zave Lama Inda Yerme Tsoke Dorje Trupe Karma dande shunu shatsu chen peka chege zabere dongma hasa. Sheche chani gyalpo rorbe da chaye dorje yembe tebomla. Ula dabde peme ne ju se chenko yenai deton yumchoma. Bebe suge kadram tse sumnam chazer tigle epon omash. Chikoro yenge drawe zembe lon trube jeban yeshu tsanga handa. Jabe bendro rizzen yidam laha kandro chechon damchen chintarate. Sendon nyamne chenbo nganglo sen. Go back to page 65. Emaho, my own perception is the spontaneously perfect, all-encompassing pure Ram, arrayed perfectly as the glorious copper-colored mountain. In its center, I am Vajrayogini with one face and two hands, brilliantly red and holding a hook knife and skull cup. My 2 feet are in advancing pose, my 3 eyes gazing into the sky. Above the crown of my head on 100,000 petal lotus, sun and moon seat, inseparable from our own root Lama, the embodiment of all sources of refuge, appears the Nirvana Kaya, lake-born Vajra. His body glows with youth, white with a tinge of red. He wears a gown, monastic shawl, cloak, and robe, with one face, 2 hands, and seated in a majestic posture. In his right hand, he holds a vajra, in his left, a skull cup containing the vase of immortality. And on his head, he wears the 5-petal lotus crown. In the crook of his left elbow, he holds the supreme consort of bliss and emptiness, concealed as a 3-pronged khatvanga. He presides amidst the shimmering aura of rays and rings of rainbow light. All around him, enveloped in a beautiful lattice of white, blue, yellow, red, and green light, are the 25 disciples, king and subjects, Panditas and Siddhas of India and Tibet, Rigzin and Yidam deities, Takinis, Dharmapalas, and protectors, those who keep the Samaya, all gathered like billowing clouds, vividly and distinctly visualized in the great equanimity of clarity and emptiness. 7 line prayers. Gen yuge nobjan chan temai geser dongpo la yachen choge ngadromne pema june shesundra kodo kandro mambe gor kege jesu dandruche jinge labshe sheksun se guru pema sinde Hong Wu Jin Yuge Nobjan Tsam Pemai Gesar Dongpo Yazen Chogen Odrob Ne Pemai June Sheso Handa Kodo Kandro Mambe Gor Kenge Jeso Da Drupche Jingen Lobche Shekso Sen Guru Pemai Sinde Hong Wu Jin Yuge Nobjan Tsam Pemai Gesar Dongpo Yazen chogen odrom ne pema june sheso da kodo kandro mambe gor kege jeso da drupche jinge lobshe shekso se guru pema se de. Okay, now the supplication, the seven branches, page 71. Shri Dali Shinge Dunne Do Number Chube Chanse Lo Yesham Yudre Tingzin Te Nansi Chube Chanjar Hante Gosun Mige Lenam Go Yuse Chegui Ngandu Shan Demba Niki Duba Yi Geso Kunlai Jeye Rang Rikshen Sumge Doja La Teksun che koro korwa ku jese korwa mandon baranyange medai shosu se desun sambe geza gun janchu chenpo juru. Go back to page 71. Free equal to the number of atoms in the universe, I multiply my body and offer prostrations. Through the power of samadhi, both real offerings and those mentally emanated, all appearances and possibilities are present as the gesture offering. All non-virtuous karma of my body, speech, and mind are confessed in the luminous state of the Dharmakaya. I rejoice in the accumulation of all virtue contained within the true truths. For the 3 types of beings to be tamed, I request you to turn the wheel of Dharma of the 3 yanas. Until samsara is emptied, I pray that you remain without passing into nirvana. All the roots of virtue accumulated in the 3 times, I dedicate as the cause for attaining supreme Buddhahood. And then, page 74. Jezen Guru Rimbo Chen Kene Sangye Tamje Ke Toje Jinlai Dube Be Semje Yongge Gunje Ko Ludan Longche Loning Dran Te Bai Me Barai Kela Budene Jancho Mato Bar Kido Lene Tomen Gun Jezen Chenbo Pe Jong Ke. Okay, page 74. O Guru Rinpoche, precious Lama, you are the glorious embodiment of the compassion and blessings of all the Buddhas, the only protector of all sentient beings. My body, wealth, lungs, heart, and chest, I offer to you without hesitation. From now until I attain Buddhahood, in happiness or sorrow, in circumstances good or bad, in situations high or low. Great precious Lama, lotus pond, think of me. Dala resai shena hime, dada dunge nime dro, meze dunge damdu jing, dele chopshe maha guru, wangje kurche jenla chen, toba porche tuje chen, dimne jongshe nu tu chen. Back to page 75, second line. I have no one else to turn to. The beings of this degenerated times are sinking in the swamp of unbearable suffering. Protect us from all of these, O great Guru. Grant us the four empowerments, O blessed one. Deepen our realization, O compassionate one. Purify the two obscurations, O powerful one. Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. Lineage Lama Prayers, page 77. Maho Jache Cholon Dewe Shinkam Ne Dambo Sangye Cheko Kondo Zang. Longo Chude Roze Dorje Sen Chukuru Tenzo Garav Dorje La Selwa De So Chinlai Nge Droze Shire Singhai Dendam Cheke Ze Jambe Shenen Tegwe Korlo Ejo Jana Sudra Benjen Bema Lara Sewa De So Dorje Lamnate Zambo Lingi Jinje Bema Junye Baratuke Secho Jebando Tudere Jansu Dadro Longchen Jap Kandro Yingze Kabab Jingme Ming Selwai Devso Debu Tobdro Tinle Weze Gelwe Nyugu Dan Patro Kenze Natso Rangdro Cheke Lode Kenze Weze Dan Kadin Dame Tsawe Lamanda Sewa Depso Nelo Rangel Den Sileng Yabara Jungwe Shenlo Ke Dorje Lama Dende Mixen Den Jesu Kadro Zame Nyamlenda Temchan Mebe Drupso Shere Ke Toju Gombe Chinla Powara Sho Nanse Korde Yene Women Jin Langa Chekoro Danzo Membere Pangla Jaze Mebe Zomba Che Shena Yeche Lede Rikpe Dang Cheni Ngonsum Jembara Tongwara Sho Tseme Toba Namdro Jazere Bo Kodan Tegle Nyamna Gondo Pe Rikse Longo Shingam Tsela Pe Cheze Lode Chembaro Sangete Shunu Bungoro Tense Zembara Sho Shinto Nyajoro Nyamawo Matsude Ragle Dangme Yingsu Madrana Namje Tseye Duje Tungwe Tse Chiwe Wese Kada Che Korosha Bardo Nancha Longche Zokoro Dro Cheche Tege Lamge Tselzone Ma Bojo, Taburu, Drovara Sho, Sanche, Yuse, Tekba, Chogeze, Sange, Shene, Mise, Chegu, Shen, Wanjura, Deme, Sala, Madruna, Magum, Sange, Chenge, Lamcho, Lai, Tene, Ranjin, Trube, Shingada, Kebara, Bema, Uge, Podando, Rizin, Jansu, Zocho, Genje, Sanchen, Chege, Gaten, Gebe, Sarai, Sege, Toro, Kene, Uyonde, Tayen Rowe, Nezoro, Dajuro Sho, Rezenge Wan, Jansu Jinla Da, Cheyen Sami Chabe Dembahi, Deljoro Tenla Zomen Jansum Ne, Tendre Ngonjoro Sange To Parasho. The four empowerments. Guru Minzamne Omi Chushan Tabura Tserwale Wazarete Rangi Chiwone Sho Luke Ledan Tsaye Debada Ku Dorje Jenla Sho Bombe Wanto Kerimge Nedojur Name Rizenge Savente Tuku Gofan Tobe Kalwa Jula Sha. Back to page 84. From the letter Om, radiant like a crystal at the Lama's forehead, rays of light stream forth and enter my forehead, purifying negative actions of the body and obscurations of the channels. The blessing of the Vajra body is infused. The vase empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the generation stage. The seed of the completely mature Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of nirvana is established within my mind. Jimbane aye pema raga tar barwa le vezerete rangi jimbane sho ngaki le dan lungi jimba dai sun dorje jenla jo sangwe wan to deje ge ne dojo Chewan Rizenge Savente Longche Zokwe Kofange Kalwa Jula Shago. Page 85. From the letter R, blazing like a ruby at the Lama's throat, rays of light stream forth and enter my throat, purifying negative actions of the speech and obscurations of the inner wind. The blessing of Vajra speech is infused. The secret and empowerment is received, and I become the receptive vessel for the practice of mantra recitation. The seed of the Rigzin with power over life is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Sambhogakaya is established within my mind. Tuke honge namge dojen le vezerete rangi ninga ne ju yike le dan tigle dibada tu dorje jenla he ju shera ye sheke wanto te ton chanda le ne do juro chaja rizenge savente chegu gopange kawa jo la sha. Page 86. From the sky-colored letter Hung at the Lama's heart, rays of light stream forth and enter my heart, purifying negative actions of the mind and obscurations of the essence. Here, negative actions meaning karma of mind and the obscurations of the essence. The blessing of Vajra mind is infused. The wisdom empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Chandali practice of bliss and emptiness. The seed of the Mahamudra Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Dharmakaya is established within my mind. Larayan tuge hongle hongye nibaje karda pangba jinduche. Rangzem dan tade me barande kunje le dan sheje jeba jang. Yeshe dorje jenla joe tsege tsemba dendam ge wangpo. Kada zoba chembe nedo jor hundo rezen ge savente. Tardu ge debung nikwe kopange kalwa jula shago. page 87. Once more from the letter hung at the Lama's heart, a second hung streaks out like a shooting star, merging inseparably with my mind, purifying the karma of the all ground and conceptual obscurations. The blessings of Vajra wisdom is infused. The ultimate symbolizing word empowerment is received, and I become the receptive vessel for the Dzogpa Chamber of original purity. The seed of the spontaneously accomplished Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Savabhavika Kaya, the final fruition, is established within my mind. Okay. So we now go to our insert, the handouts. That's the page 5, Roman numeral, page 5. Once again, bring in your mind. So what we have to remember is the preparation, the intention, and then how we supplicate to the Guru to begin this contemplation. Okay. Desum Sangye Tham Jige Ngo Kuje Dane Balden Lama Dambala Sewa Depso Dala Wanguru Jinge Labdo Se Salam Ge Topai Kebarajen Chulai Kevara Jinge Labdo Se Kada Nilu Ke Tawa Topara Jinge Labdo Se Tundru Nanshi Yeshe Tarjim Bara Jinge Labdo Se Diljurgi Milu Rinpoche De Neparakawa Topara Jinge Labdo Se. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. Okay, now let's do the reading, so you can pick the whichever part. So you don't have to go beyond the 8 freedoms. You can use till the 8th freedom, and if you want to read on how to prepare the sessions and all of those are permissible, but you don't have to read other, like the sufferings of samsara or the impermanence of life and so forth. You don't do that one yet. So you can read on opening sessions or how to cultivate your motivation or to check your motivation and so on and so forth. You can do that. And then the main point is to read again and again to understand the nature of samsara, and then how you, in contrast to all of those 8 different states, how you come to realize that this precious human body is really precious, or it's difficult, rare and difficult to obtain. Okay, read that one.
Is that in the guide or in Words of My Perfect Teacher?
Either of those, doesn't matter. You can read, and also here, if you in our Ngondro text, we have the short one. So read, yeah. No, so because you have now quite some time, so you can read. I would read the words of my perfect teacher, and then I would read the guide to the words of my perfect teacher. So
Awesome.
Kimpa, which I was trying in that last prayer, which text is that in? Because that's not in the
Oh,
Longchen.
the last prayer was a handout. We have that. I will send you. Maybe you don't have that.
Yeah, I don't think I have that one. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Okay. 그런다. 좀 빼줘.